Now, welcome to the installation center. In this video, I will be showing you how to install the Microsoft SQL Server on your local machine. You can go to this website here and download a copy of the executable files for the server. But for simplicity case, I have already downloaded the executables and I have saved it in this video. So go through the folders in this video and get the executable files for the Microsoft SQL Server 2019 Express Edition. You would also get the SSMS software executables for this course and also the necessary tables and databases needed for this particular course. So I will go over to my downloads here. I have them in my installation file and I am going to install this particular application. So you have this already attached in this video. So I'm going to double click on this and click on yes. And while this is trying to get things ready up, the Microsoft server is really very easy to use. So I would select basic. I would click on accept here and click on install. So we would wait for this to get installed. Make sure that you are connected to the internet because it pulls the executable files from the internet. So make sure that your internet or your network connection is on. Great. Now that the installation is complete, we will then now head over to the installation center to then now install the full server and the GUI interface. So I'm going to close on this and click on yes here. Once your installation is done, you should see a folder in your start programs called the Microsoft SQL Server 2019. So on the drop down, I would select SQL Server 2019 Installation Center and click on installation here and select a new SQL Server standalone installation. Great. In this part here, I would look for the installation disk, which is what we installed the first time. So where you have your PC, expand on it and look for SQL 2019 folder, expand on it and select Express EMU and click on OK. So it opens the installation center where you can then now carry out the complete installation. So I'll click on next here. Also click on next here. And click on next here too. And select perform a new installation of SQL Server 2019, which is the default setting. Click on next here. Accept the terms and conditions. Click on next here. And in this case, I would select the instance feature I want to install. So I'm only interested in the database engine service and I would click on next here and wait while that get installed. Now here I would enter a named instance. In this case, it is going to be the name of the server. So I would suggest you use your name as the name of the server. So in this case, this will be Franklin. And this will be automatically populated. And here I would also click on next. Great. I would check on this button here to grant perform volume maintenance task privilege and click on next here. I would leave this as Windows Authentication mode. Specify SQL Server Administrators automatically. It picks the name of your computer. But if it can't find the name of your computer, you could just click on Add Current User and automatically the name of your computer then appears here. So here I would click on Next and the installation process is almost completion. So we're going to wait for this installation process to complete. Then we'll head over to install the Server Management Studio, which is a third-party client that would connect to our server. Now, if your installation is right, then you should be on this screen here that says installation has been completed successfully. So we are going to close this window here and also close this window here. So we then now need to download the SQL Server Management Studio, which is the SSMS. You can get that downloaded from this website. You scroll down here, then you have the link for download. But for simplicity's sake, I have added the executable files in this video. So I'll head over to my desktop and I can then now click on the executables here and install. So we will then now wait for this software to be installed and we will launch our Microsoft SQL Server as long as our installation is right. Now, if you have successfully installed the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, then you should be arriving at a Windows that looks like this. We can then now close this and head over to our Start Programs and look for a folder called Microsoft SQL Server Tools 20. On the drop down here, we can then now launch the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Great. We would click on this button here and select Connect. Now we have successfully connected to the Microsoft SQL Server. Now this server do not contain any table, but if you look at the objects here, you can have databases, security server objects replication, polybase management, and X event profiler. Now the next step to this installation is installing the necessary tables that will be needed for this course. Also, for simplicity's sake, I have already added the SQL script that would install the necessary tables that are needed for this course. So let us see how we can get these tables installed on our Microsoft SQL Server. So I would click on File here. I will click on Open. I click on File here. And I have the SQL script in my installation files. So this script called Full Adventures T-Work 2012 have also been added to this video, right? So just put it in a folder and point it to the location using the steps you have seen in the video and click on Open. So automatically it just opens an SQL script. You do not have to write or type anything here. All you just need to do is to click on execute. Now, if your execution is right, you might see a couple of errors from the execution. So we could just scroll down here. And when you see one row affected, then you are fine. What we can then now do is close this, do a couple of refresh here, expand on databases, expand on system databases, go to master, which is the name of the database, expand on tables, and we should then now see all the necessary tables that are needed for this course. Also, I have attached another SQL script for this particular course. So we are going to install that particular script now. So I can go to File here, Open, File, and I would be running this particular SQL script called module. So I'll click on this and open and execute. Great. I will do the same thing for the data. File, open, file, and the sample data, and open and execute. Fantastic. I can then now close this and close this and then refresh. Go to databases, system database, master, and tables. I then now have more tables added to that particular database. So yes, congratulations, your installation is complete. So very quickly, if you then now want to write a code, all you just have to do is to click on new query here, and you have something like a text data where you can then now write a simple select statement.